We're going from this to this. Hey, looks like progress to me. They say an eco-friendly house can't be built in 150 days for $150,000, and I say it can. I'm Alan Smith. Join me as I push the limits with time, budget, and creativity with the Garden Home Challenge, exclusively on ehowhome. One of the exciting aspects of building this house is this main room for me, because I think it's going to be stunning when we get it completely finished. And we're now at a place where we're going from the stud walls out to some finished elements for the room, and that's some final decisions about what these walls will ultimately look like. From here up to here, we're using, which is about 30 inches, 1x material, 1x8s and 1x6s, because you would typically see that in a farmhouse run horizontally. Now on top of that, we are taking the OSB board that we've covered in burlap, and Tony's mocked this up to give us kind of an idea of what that will look like. And it has to relate to the window surrounds. So if this is going to be our finished material going up all the way to the ceiling, around each window we're going to have a surround, and I'm going to use 1x4s at the base and probably 1x4s going around the window. Right now I have a 1x6 because we're trying to sort of figure out the proportions here, but I think this is just a little too wide for such a narrow window. Now let's take a look down here at the floor. I want to talk about this baseboard because it's an important part of this room. In the very front hall, we're going to use some of those blocks to do the wainscot, some of that scrap material. So we're going to need a wider board there. And what Tony's done is he's raised it up about 3/4 of an inch to allow for the floor as we look at this model. So what I like to do sometimes is mock things up. It only takes a little while, but you get a sense of the proportions and scale. It really helps you make decisions. Hopefully you're going to enjoy for a long, long time. So take the time to do that. Now, when we were at Chuck's, I found these panels, which are actually doors of cabinets. He had a bunch of these all over the place, so I decided to lay some of them out because they were very, very affordable. I think taking one large cabinet door and splitting it in half would make these about $2 a piece. And so what Tony's done is he split a double panel, and we're just playing around with several options. Here's one where he cut it and it comes right down to the base here, and we've beveled this board, and this bevel comes to a point where it's beveled on this particular panel. Here the panel comes just flat to the top of the baseboard here, and we didn't do any routering across here at all. This is the bevel that comes with the cabinet as it exists. And then over here, what Tony did is just had some scrap lumber, and he just routed out another panel, and this would allow us to see the horizontal wood behind. So far I really hadn't made up my mind, but I will tell you that what's bothering me is I don't like this little narrow strip here as opposed to it being wider here at the top. So we're going to have to revisit this. These roughly ended up being about $2 a piece, and it's going to take about 18 to go all the way around this room. So I may go back and see if I can't find single panel doors that are about this size, or negotiate a little bit with Chuck. Hey, if you're enjoying following the progress of the house, check in regularly and make sure you subscribe to ehowhome.